Okay, let's look at your notes on interpreting a box and whisker plot. This is also called a box plot, so if you hear either one of these, it's referring to the same thing. So to create a box and whisker plot, which is what we'll do next, but in order to do that, you're going to need to first interpret what these things mean. So to create one, you will need to find what's called the 5-number summary. The 5-number summary. So your summary is going to consist of 5 numbers that you will need to create the box and whisker plot, or the box plot. So starting here, you have 5 things: lower extreme, or LE, lower quartile, Q1, median, Q2, upper quartile, Q3, upper extreme, UE. So I'm going to kind of put some of them together so you can make a connection in your mind. For example, let's look at lower extreme and upper extreme together. So your lower extreme is going to be the lowest number in a set of data. So typically what you'll have is a set of numbers that you would put in order from least to greatest. And from that, your lowest number in your set of data would be your lower extreme. So as you can see here, this number here, what's plotted here, is going to be your lower extreme. So if we were to actually look at that closer, we could see this is 5, 6, 7, it'd be about 7. Okay, if we were actually looking for an answer to that. But just kind of putting it in perspective, this is your lower extreme. And then the highest number in your list would be your upper extreme. So that would be the one on the other end. So your lower extreme, or LE, and your upper extreme, UE. Now what's left is your box in the middle. And that box is going to consist of all your medians. As you can see, you have median here, you have median here, and you have median here. So this is going to consist of all your medians. Okay? Before we get to those, let's just go back for a minute to lower and upper extreme, because another way it's going to sometimes be referred to, your lower extreme is your minimum value. So it's going to be that smallest number that we were talking about in your set of data, where your upper extreme is going to be the maximum value that's in your set of data. Okay, and then as I said, you're going to be left with your box that's going to consist of your medians. Okay, so the one in the middle is going to be the median of all of the data. So you would put your numbers in order least to greatest, find the median, and that would be your median of all of your data. Then from that median, the numbers to the left of it, you would find the median of those numbers. So that's going to be your lower quartile number, which is the median of your lower quartile. Okay, we call that Q1. Your main median is Q2. So Q3 is the only thing left, which is your upper quartile. So that's going to be all your numbers to the right of your median, where you find the median again, and that will be your upper quartile. Okay, so that creates Q1, Q2, and Q3 are all your medians. So median of the lower quartile, median of all the data, median of the upper quartile. All right, so if we take a look at that again, your lower extreme is your minimum value. Your upper extreme is your maximum value, and then you have your 3 quartiles in the center, which is your box. Create your box, your lower quartile 1, your upper quartile, which is quartile 3, and your median is quartile 2. So lower, median, upper. Okay? All right, so let's move on to the next part, which is the interquartile range. The interquartile range is going to be focusing on your box. Okay, so to find the interquartile range, you are looking for the range of this box. So you're looking for your highest value of this box and your lowest value of this box. So that would be your quartile 3, upper quartile, and then your lower quartile, which is quartile 1. And so you would subtract these. So quartile 3 minus quartile 1 is going to give you your interquartile range, or IQR. Okay? Also, what you need to see is you're broken up into 4 sections. And so this is going to represent 25% of your data, 25%, 25%, and 25%. Okay? So the box and whisker plot shows the heights in feet of waves at a beach during one day. Okay, so we're going to look at this box and whiskers plot showing us heights of waves in feet at a beach during one day. So we're going to determine each of the following values. So we're going to start with the upper quartile. Now remember, for upper quartile, lower quartile, and median, all 3 of these are dealing with medians. So your upper quartile, remember we also said that that's going to be Q3. So if you remember, this is your Q1, Q2, and Q3. So Q3 right here is going to be your upper quartile number, and that would be 11 feet. Okay, remember these waves are in feet. All right, your lower quartile number is going to be quartile 1, which is the median of your lower quartile. And so we want this number here, which is going to be 7. So 7 feet. And then our median of all the data is going to be the one in the middle, not in the middle of the box, but the one that has the line through the dot. Here is going to be your median, your main median of all your data. And so we can see that that's going to be about 9.5 feet. 9.5 feet. Okay, and then remember we have our extremes, which is just like it kind of really sounds. So you have an extreme here and extreme here. So here is going to be your lower extreme. So that's going to be 5 feet. And then this one would be your upper extreme, which is 13.5 feet. Okay. Also remember that those, see we had our Q1, Q3, and Q1. The median is Q2, just to kind of keep that in mind. Your lower extreme is LE, and your upper extreme is UE. So you might not always see it completely typed out like that, so you need to know also the abbreviations. Your interquartile range is going to be, remember, your box. So you're looking for the range of this box. So you want quartile 3, your highest, and your quartile 1, which would be your lowest. So we're looking at quartile 3 being 11 minus quartile 1, which is 7. And 11 minus 7 would be 4 feet. So interquartile range would be 4 feet. Now, range of the entire set of data means we're not just focusing on the inner quartile range, we're talking about the range of the whole box and whiskers plot here. So we're looking for all the way out to our extreme numbers. Okay, so we're looking for the upper extreme and the lower extreme. So it looks like we have 13.5 minus 5. 13.5 minus 5, and then that is going to equal 8.5 feet. Okay. All right, number 2 says what percent of the waves were below 9.5 feet. So if we look up here where 9.5 feet is, we can see that we have this section and we have this section. So that's going to be 25% and 25%, which is 50%. What percent of the waves are above 11 feet? Above 11 feet. So that is going to be from here over, so that's going to be 25%. Okay. And then what percent of waves were below 11 feet? Below 11 feet, so here's 11 feet. So we would have our 25% and our 25% and our 25% for a total of 75%. Okay. Now, if you want to stop the video, pause the video and try this next one on your own and then come back and check your work to see how you did. All right, we're going to use the box and whisker plot below to answer the following questions. All right, so what is the median? Now remember, the median is going to be the median of all your data, so this is the same thing as your quartile 2. Remember, your quartiles make up the box, so you have quartile 1, quartile 2, quartile 3. So we're looking for that median, and we follow that down, and that would be 20. What is the lower quartile? So now we are looking for Q1 or quartile 1. So that's going to be this value here. If we follow that down, that looks to be 18. What is our upper quartile? So now we're looking for quartile 3. So remember, quartile 1, quartile 2, quartile 3. So if we follow that down, that looks to be about 22. Number 8, what is the minimum value? Minimum value, remember, is your lower extreme. Okay, so we're going to go out to our lowest extreme, which is here. I'm going to follow that down, and that's about 17. And then we have a maximum value, which is our upper extreme. So that's going to be this value here. And follow that down, and as you can see, there's 23 and there's 24. So if we count the marks from 23 to 24, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So it's one mark past it, so that must be 23 and 1/6. Okay. And number 10, the above 5 values are called the 5 number summary. All right, what is the range of the data? So we're talking about all of the data that we have here, not the interquartile range or IQR. So the range of all the data, that would be here at our maximum value of 23 and 1/6 minus our minimum value that we said, our minimum value, which we said was 17. Okay, so you might want your calculator for that. So we'll put this in as 23 and 1/6, and I would like to show you that just so you can remember how to put in these fractions, mixed numbers into the calculator. Okay, so we would put in 23 unit and then 1 numerator, 6 denominator. And then we're going to subtract 17. And we should get 6 and 1/6. Okay, so 6 and 1/6. 6 and 1/6. All right, what percentage of data is below upper quartile? Okay, so remember, our upper quartile is going to be quartile 3. So we're looking for that percentage that is below it. So if we look at our 25 and 25 and 25, that is going to mean 75% total. All right. What percentage of data is located between the lower quartile and the median? So our lower quartile, Q1, and our median, Q2, we know that that's going to be 25% of our data. What percentage of data is above the median? So above the median would mean that we have this 25% and this 25%.